All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Hello, welcome to this weekend's NASCAR Quick Hit here for SHIPIT Nation. I am Eric, also known as TheGame on Discord, and tonight we will be discussing the Go Bowling at the Glen, which is taking place at the Watkins Glen International Speedway. But of course, before we break down that starting lineup and the slate in general, let me mention, of course, us here at SHIPIT Nation. ShipItNation.com, your one-stop shop for all things DFS. All right, this weekend we are road course racing once again, so that means we only have 63 Dominator points up for grabs, and you will have to tune into the slate plan over at ShipItNation.com for my final thoughts on any and all potential Dominators. Thankfully, this weekend I have nothing at all exciting to report from practice. There were no wrecks. There were no major incidences. Nothing at all. Just a regular old standard NASCAR practice session. And the same goes for qualifying. The only thing that really jumped out during qualifying was our pole sitter, and we have one surprising pole sitter. Let me minimize these notes here, pull up these notes here. In Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney in no way was expected to get the pole, even surprised himself. So Ryan Blaney on the pole tomorrow. Starting second is SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen. Odds on favorite to win, minus 125 on the books. That is disgusting. I hate seeing that number. He is the odds on favorite to win, obviously, and has won 3 times already on road courses this season in the Cup Series. Chase Briscoe starting third. Good road course racer, and apparently is fast, at least for one lap, on every single track type because he qualified third on a road course. Have no issues with Briscoe on Sunday. If SVG would stumble or Blaney would stumble in the beginning, I would think that Briscoe would be the one to dominate, but how much so, that remains to be seen. And if that would happen with either of the front 2 runners stumbling on the start. Ross Chastain is up next. Ross was happy in practice, and he has commented in the past how having SVG as a teammate has helped his road course racing, which seems to be a fact as he's qualified 4th today. Kyle Busch, I feel like he breaks my heart every single week. Last week he paid off, but I don't know. I have a hard time clicking him anymore. Could he surprise us at the Glen? Yes. Has he had good runs out on road courses this season? Yes. Has he had, though, in general, a really terrible season? Yes. Up next, Michael McDowell. Mike Mack is on the outside looking in as far as the playoff picture goes, but he is a fantastic road course racer, and he needs to win to get into the playoffs. So he is a fantastic road course racer. He needs to win. He is priced decently, and he starts in the top 10. So love me some Michael McDowell on Sunday. Next up, Alex Bowman in 8th. Bowman has been on a heater lately and is a great road course racer, even though he has yet to find any real success at Watkins Glen. Still, though, love me, Bowman the showman. Up next, Carson Hocevar. Who is Hocevar going to piss off this weekend? I anticipate Hocevar being fast, but be forewarned that the Glen makes it very easy for competitors to take cheap shots and to potentially ruin his race. So if you expect anybody to get payback at Hocevar for any of his supposed transgressions, the Glen would be a place for that to happen. Up next, Christopher Bell, a sub 10,000 Chris Bell who can gain us 10 place differential spots. Yes, please. Love me some Chris Bell. Next up is William Byron, and just like Chris Bell, a sub 10K William Byron who can gain us 11 PD spots. Yes, please. Give me some Christopher or some C Bell and some William Byron. Give me both. Love them both on Sunday. Joey Logano up next. Logano has a 9.3 average finish at Watkins Glen in the next gen era, which is pretty great. And Slice Bread and team always find a way to make it through the front, even if they don't have the most dominant car. So via pitch strategy, fuel strategy, anything like that. So am I going to go out of my way to play Logano? No. If I land on him and he fits the build, no issues. Up next, Chris Buescher at 9K. Last year's race winner and an excellent road course racer. Only 9K and starting 13th. Love him this weekend. Austin Cindric is up next. Not too much to say about Cindric other than he's incredibly average, as shown by his 7,200 price tag, his C's across the board, and his plus 8,000 on the books. If you are in need of a driver to fit the slots, I have no problems taking him, but not going out of my way to pick him. Ty Gibbs up next. Baby Gibbs is a good little road course racer and has been trending upward lately after a very rough start of the season. Love me taking a shot on some Ty Gibbs on Sunday. Bubba Wallace is going to be a no for me, dog. Bubba has had a fantastic run of things recently, but I'm not expecting much from him at the Glen on Sunday. He has had some decent for Bubba performances on road course this season. I just don't think we're going to see it on Sunday. Brad Keselowski is up next. And man, I am old enough to remember Brad Keselowski dueling with Marcus Ambrose in the final laps of Watkins Glen many, many, many moons ago. There was one point in this world and in this life where Brad Keselowski, I would say, was a good road course racer. However, those skills have faded. I can't see me getting to much Brad K this weekend. However, Ryan Preece, yes, he finished 9th here last year in his fairly crappy Stewart Haas ride. This year, he's performing so much better across the board, and would not at all be surprised to see him grab another top 10. So I'm kind of sluggish on Keselowski, but I love me some Ryan Preece. Let me make sure. Yep, cool here. I just want to make sure I didn't have to scroll down on the stone any, and I don't. Up next is AJ Allmendinger, and I love me the dinger this weekend. 8,200. Much like Michael McDowell, he's also chasing a victory. Yeah, I'll take the PD upside, the chasing a victory upside, and the fairly decent price tag for the dinger this weekend. Love me the dinger. Up next, mi amigo Daniel Suarez. Surprisingly, Suarez has a 13.3 average finish at Watkins Glen, which makes the Glen one of his better tracks. Still, though, he's kind of going to be a hard click for me because he's been struggling recently, and he's losing his ride. Right, like you lose your ride. There's not much positive there. So, um, this is one of Suarez's better tracks. I personally am going to have a hard time clicking on him, though. Chase Elliott, love me, Chase Elliott. Triple A's across the board, under 10,000, place differential upside, and a 9.8 average finish in his 20 next gen starts. Yeah, man, give me some Chase Elliott. Tyler Reddick. Reddick has been boom or bust lately, but you should always be considering Red Dog at road courses as he has a 10.6 average finish in his 21 next gen road course starts. Up next, Denny Hamlin. In his 3 next gen road course, in his 3 Watkins Glen road course starts, Denny has finishes of 23rd, 2nd, and 20th. I'm not going to go out of my way to play Denny, but he will be in the player pool, and if SaberSim gives me him, great. Next up, Justin Haley. He was awesome in practice, but I'm still going to avoid him like the plague. He has been dreadful, in my opinion, this season, and I don't see that turning around on Sunday. Do I want to be wrong? Yes. Would I love for him to prove me wrong? Yes. I just don't see it happening. Josh Berry up next. Berry is in Penske prepared equipment, so that is always a positive. I just don't see him racing his way through the field for a victory. Could he get and sneak in a good finish due to pit strategy, fuel strategy, anything like that? Absolutely. But I just don't think he's going to race his way up through the field. Connor Zillich is no longer racing. Weird situation happened today after the Xfinity race. Connor Zillich won the Xfinity race, and then while celebrating, he slipped off of the door, the roof, got his foot caught in like the netting, and took a hard fall, like hard fall. Was motionless on the ground for a while, was taken via backboard to the infield care center, and then taken to a hospital. And it was just announced a few minutes ago that he has a broken collarbone and that Trackhouse Racing has withdrew his car from competition on Sunday. So Connor Zillich is no longer racing, and I no longer have to speak on him. Get better, Connor Zillich. Thankfully, it wasn't any worse than it already was. Starting up next is Austin Dillon. I have no interest in 83 this weekend. Next week at Daytona, yeah, man, sure thing. Give it to me. Not here at Watkins Glen, though. Kyle Larson. Larson performed real good in Group 1 practice, but then did not have a great qualifying run. Larson won here in 2022, but also has finishes of 12th and 26th. So I do anticipate Larson seeing some ownership because he is, of course, a stud driver. Starting deep into the field, he should be able to easily gain you plus 20 PD spots. But he does have finishes here of 12th and 26th. So it's not all rainbows and butterflies for Larson here at Watkins Glen. Gilly Gang. Gilly has struggled on road courses this season, and I'm kind of expecting the same on Sunday, which sucks because I like playing Gilly, but he makes it hard to do this season. Riley Herbst up next. Riley Herbst is making his first Cup start at the Glen. Riley Herbst has finished 17th twice this season on road courses, which was at COTA and the Chicago Street Course, as well as 25th in Sonoma and 29th in Mexico City. He has struggled all season. I anticipate him struggling during Sunday, but he does have those two 17th place finishes. So there is some upside there, but this is also his first Cup start at Watkins Glen. So buyer beware. Let me scroll down the stone a little bit so we get everybody there. Perfect. And I just spoke on Riley Herbst. All right, only a couple drivers left. Next up, Eric Jones. That Jones boy has an average finish of 24th on road courses this season. I don't think it's going to be much better for him than that on Sunday. I really wish he would get away from Legacy Motor Club. I think that team is a dog, but I think he's locked in now, even for longer. So struggle bus ahead for Eric Jones. John Hunter Nemechek. JHN has had a few bright spots this season, including finishing 6th in Mexico City. Still, though, like I said about a few others during this recording, I don't see him racing his way through the pack. Like, I just don't see or envision us hearing John Hunter Nemechek past 20 cars on his way to a 15th place finish. Like, I just don't see that happening. I would love to be wrong, just don't see it happening. Cole Kuster. It's hard for me to find things to say about Cole Custer. Nothing to write home about is my first note. As far as Cole Custer is concerned, middle of the pack driver who's starting near the rear. I do anticipate him gaining some place differential upside, but ain't expecting too much. Let's see here. Dillon is up next. 24.5 average finish on road courses this season. I still, though, have no issues taking a chance on Dillon. He has been one of my preferred bargain bin plays this all season, and he will continue to do so and be so. Zane Smith, he finished 5th here last year, which is why he has that A for track ranking. I would be stunned if he does it again, though. Front Row Motorsports as a whole has been slow, and just can't see him doing that again. Next up, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Zero interest in Ricky this weekend. They have been struggling mightily lately, and now you're giving him 2 different directions to turn in. So it's a no for me, dog. Noah Gregson. Noah had a great race here last year, which is why he has the B plus for his track ranking. However, he has been dreadful all season. And I continue to expect that to happen on Sunday. Now we're getting into the dirt cheapies. And first up is Cody Ware at 4,900. No real interest in Cody Ware. One Watkins Glen start, he finished 34th. Nothing. I'm not into that. Katherine Legge starting 38th. I am. I can get into that. My note says this. I have been guilty of being down on Legge, and I absolutely have, as I would say probably most of the NASCAR DFS community. However, she has been impressive a few times this season in her limited starts, including finishing 19th at the Chicago Street Course. Her team praises her for adapting very quickly, and it seems like she's getting the respect of her fellow competitors. If you are in need of a dirt cheap driver this weekend, I don't think you can go wrong with old Kathy. And if it does go bad, she can't lose you that many PD spots. So that's a positive as well. JJ Yeley up next. Love his Syracuse paint scheme. Love him as a driver. He's a great dirt driver. I hate the car, meaning like the actual car itself. It's slow. The team sucks. He's just there taking up space. No interest. Just click him off. And Josh Balicki, his benefit is he's starting dead last, so he can't lose you any place differential points. So that is all of my thoughts on the starting lineup of the Go Bowling at the Glen this weekend at Watkins Glen International Raceway. I'm now going to go ahead and wrap up this recording so I can work on the slate plan and projections and all that fun stuff. So thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions concerning the slate, as always, please feel free to tag me. And as always, let's ship it.